Hey fellow Star Citizens, Scrapjet here. Today I wanted to take a look at one of my favorite starter ships, the MISC Freelancer. If you're considering creating a Star Citizen account, but aren't sure which starter pack to choose from, this episode should help narrow your choices a bit. Before we get too far into this episode, if you haven't already signed up to play Star Citizen, make sure to use my referral code listed in the description. It'll get you an additional 5,000 credits when you create your account, and the channel gets some credit towards some swag. Also, if you're looking for a great Star Citizen organization to join, you should check out Star Citizen Friends and Mentoring. I joined their Discord, and they've really helped me learn and improve my gameplay. The link to the Discord is in the description. Alright, let's get started. The Freelancer Starter Pack can be purchased from the RSI Pledge Store for $125, or as a standalone ship, if you already own a starter pack, for $110. In-game, you can purchase a Freelancer for 1,697,600 credits at New Deal in Lorville. The Freelancer is manufactured by Musashi Industrial and Starflight Concern, or MISC for short. Because, you know, who wants to hear me say Musashi Industrial and Starflight Concern a million times over the next 10 minutes? MISC is also in partnership with one of the few alien races in Star Citizen known as the Xeon. I think I'm pronouncing that right. And is rumored that their technology has played a part in the development of the Freelancer line of ships. The Freelancer is listed as a size 3 medium freight ship capable of hauling 66 SCUs worth of cargo. This puts her better than the MISC Hull A or Drake Cutlass Black at running cargo, and not quite as good as the Argo Raft or Crusader Mercury Star Runner. All of its system components are size 2 and supports dual shields and coolers. Outside of the other Freelancer starter pack, no other ship in this price range uses comparable system components. Armament consists of 4 size 3 gimbaled hardpoint turrets mounted on either side of the ship that can be controlled by the pilot, and 1 manned turret supporting 2 size 2 hardpoints located on the dorsal aft of the ship. The Freelancer also holds 4 size 3 and 4 size 2 missiles mounted on either wing. There are 2 entrances to the ship. One is through a ramp in the rear that opens to the cargo bay, and the other is a door with a ladder that can either be used to allow a single individual to enter or left open if you have a crew. One of the things I really like about the Freelancer is that for its size, it has an entrance that can allow only a single person to enter the ship. That's great for when you have pad pirates trying to sneak aboard. On the inside, starting from the rear of the ship, is a decently sized cargo area for storing small vehicles, 1 SCU boxes, and what have you. Also in this space is access to the manned turret, which is great until you try and fit a taller vehicle. Then it just gets in the way. Moving forward is the docking compartment. There's a docking collar for future expansion, but right now it's not really used. One concern I have about this area is when cargo refactor happens in the near future. When I run cargo now, I see the boxes being stored in the docking compartment. I just don't know how we're going to physically get these boxes through the door when the cargo refactor drops. Beyond the docking compartment is the living quarters for the crew. We have a full bath tucked away in this closet. And across from that is a food processing center of some kind. In this same space is sleeping arrangements for 4 in the form of 2 sets of bunks that also serve as escape pods, as well as the exit side door with a ladder. Through this door is the cockpit, which accommodates the entire crew, providing each crew member with a configurable HUD. I especially like the HUD layout for the pilot. Even though the view outside isn't that great, the HUD displays just feel easy to read and see. For my test that I wanted to run this ship through, I decided to upgrade all of the components, which ended up running me a total of 418,378 credits. I effectively upgraded every system to grade A and military spec for the most part, making her much faster in quantum and tougher for hostiles to deal with. I switched out the stock cannons for size 3 laser repeaters, and changed the missiles from cross-section to electromagnetic. But for all of her upgrades, she is slow and lumbering at all times, especially in atmosphere, but does handle okay. A pair of FR76 shields will help absorb a lot of the punishment from energy weapons, and her 30,000 HP can absorb some ballistic hits if necessary. Just don't expect to do great in a turning fight. Your best defense is to fire off some missiles and quantum away as quick as possible. That being said, the Freelancer doesn't specialize in bounty hunting. But can it be done? Maybe. I was doing okay with it up through low risk target bounty missions. Even with the upgraded weaponry, trying to keep up with the faster targets and staying on target can be difficult. If your interest in Star Citizen is ship combat exclusively, I suggest you look into the Arrow or Hornet starter packages. Those two are dedicated fighters. So what can you do with the Freelancer in Star Citizen? I say it does several things very well. First, it makes a perfectly suitable daily driver. Yes, a bit big for one person to be flying around in, but if you want to transfer ship components from one location to another, so your ship stuff isn't scattered across the verse, the Freelancer is a good fit. I've taken it on unfriendly bunker missions where a ground vehicle was necessary. My beloved mule fits neatly in the cargo bay. Now I can just show up 2 kilometers away and set down and drive off in my mule for the bunker. It's still small enough to fit nicely in front of a friendly bunker too. When I do a ship review, I not only dig into its on-paper stats, I also run it into the ground for a week so I know as much about it as possible before making a video. The Freelancer is no exception. I've been all around the verse over the past several days running cargo with it, going on bunker missions, and even at least attempting a few bounties. But where it really shines though is as an entry-level cargo hauler. When I used to mine in my Prospector in the belt, I would use our Freelancer Max to run my refined Quantanium to Area 18 from Arc L1 to sell at the Trade and Development Division. The Freelancer should do just as well in that role. I ran a couple of routes tailored to the Freelancer. I'd like to share one of them with you here in case you're considering purchasing one. The most profitable route I was able to come up with is this run. It starts on one of the moons of Microtech, Clio, and involves us trading in Agricium, a rare metal that is only sold at 5 locations in the verse. After visiting all of them, not only is this the cheapest location to buy from, it also produces the most other than the location on, I think it's pronounced Calliopeia? I called it Calliope and somebody put a comment in saying I was saying it incorrectly, but I think that's Calliopeia now. I think that's how I say it. Anyway. At the locations around Crusader and ArcCorp, I was only seeing 10 or so SCU at a time, and took forever to spawn more. On Rayari Cantwell on Clio, I was 3/4 full on my first purchase, and only had to wait around another 5 minutes to fill up the Freelancer. One of the issues with all Microtech locations is the wind, and Clio is no exception. I actually prefer it to be windy so I know what direction to point the ship in. If there's no wind, I have no doubt I'll be facing the worst possible direction. So I'm okay with some wind. As always, turn off your engines. If you want to see an hilarious example of what happens when you leave your engines on around Microtech, check out my other video entitled Turn Off Your Engines. You can find a link to it in the description. Okay, let's head over to the storage building. That's the one with the orange glowy thing outside, so it's easy to tell apart from the other buildings in the area. Once inside, we mosey on over to the trading and shipping terminal. Select the Freelancer to store the Agricium in. Select said Agricium and purchase as much as they have. We didn't completely fill the Freelancer, but we came close. One of my many rules of trade is not to hang out at the location any longer than you have to. Take the best they've got and backfill with something else. That works well with my Crusader C2, but in this case I'm going to see if we can top off the Freelancer with more Agricium in a couple of minutes. Okay, that wasn't so bad. We had to wait 5 minutes, I think. Now back to the ship. Our best bet for selling this much Agricium is at a trade and development division, and the closest one for us is on Noob. There are actually two places you can land in New Babbage when selling your goods. One is at the spaceport, very pedestrian, or you can land where the pros do, which is just outside of the commons at the surface entrance. For those who don't know about the surface entrance is great for those in and out visits. Whether you're just there to buy a gun and some ammo, parts for a ship, or selling at the TDD like we're about to do, this is the way. Now we just head on over to the TDD. Not bad. After the sale we made a total of 32,000 credits. Not too shabby for a starter ship. So that's my review of the MISC Freelancer, with a profitable route thrown in for good measure. After flying her around for the better part of a week as my daily driver, I found the Freelancer to be a very pleasant ship to work with. She handles well even for her size. I would have no problem calling this my daily driver, and is a great way to either get into running cargo as a new player, or possibly upgrading if you purchased a less expensive ship like the Aurora MR or Avenger Titan as your starter ship. I hope you found this video helpful, and if so, please smash that like button and subscribe. It really helps the channel out and lets others know about this content. Thanks for watching and have a great day. Scrapjet out.